What's up, wonderful people? Welcome to the number one podcast right here in the 254. This is the 254 Express Live, and I do hope that you're doing wonderful. Welcome to another episode where we bring you nothing but great vibes as well as fresh hits. My name is Fritz, and today we are looking forward to having an amazing show. We shall be having a wonderful time just getting to know a little bit more about one of our more talented artists right here in the 254. And I am talking about the one and only Kibagendi Barrz. Mambo vipi Kibagendi?
Niko salama.
I hope you're doing wonderful.
I'm doing good.
It has taken you a minute to reach the studio, but najua niseme Nairobi kawaida.
Manze kawaida.
Yeah. And of course, this is the Express Show. And of course, you can always follow us on our social media platforms. Remember, we are on Twitter, 254_Express. Actually, it's branded squeezing X, but I keep on calling it X for some reason. But nonetheless, you can find us on X254_Express. You can also find us on Instagram, which is Express Live, as well as on Facebook, 254 Express Live. How are you doing? I do hope that your week is coming up just wonderful. And of course, being on a fantastic Thursday, we have a whole lot of vibes lined up for you. For those people who might be wondering how our guest is, she goes by the name Kibagendi, and maybe perhaps I would just love to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and tell us who is Kibagendi Barrz.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
My name is Kibagendi Barrz. I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a model, I'm all the above.
Okay, it seems like you wear a whole lot of art. Unavalia kofia mingi, a model, a singer, and a whole lot of other things that shall be getting to discover right here on the 254 Express. Remember, like I did say, you can always follow us on our socials. And because at the end of the day, you can be able to drop a comment, you can ask a question, you can make suggestions right there, of course, on our social media platform. So, Kibagendi, I would just like to ask you, when did you discover your passion for music? When did you discover that I'm talent? I'm thinking, surely I can be able, I would love to follow or pursue this part of music.
I've always loved music, tangu nikuwe mdogo.
Yeah.
But I officially started like doing music around 2015.
Yeah.
But I broke through around 2018.
2018?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. And maybe perhaps when you look at the industry, like here, locally or even outside internationally, who are some of the people that have inspired you to become an artist? No, to get on the inspire.
Locally, I would say the likes of Calligraph Jones.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Mandy, even though she's still young in the game.
Mandy Kabaya.
Kabaya, shout out to Mandy Kabaya.
Yeah.
And of course, internationally, I have Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Durk, Beyonce.
Yeah.
The list is so long.
Okay, that's awesome. I heard that Drake is on there. You have Lil Durk on there. There's a song actually I love, which is by Drake and Lil Durk. Cry now, laugh later. Yeah, that is the jam, and the video is also awesome. I think it's one of my favorite videos by the duo right there. Yeah. Now, of course, I would just like to ask, when we look at the entertainment industry right here in Kenya, what is your view about the current state of the entertainment industry? In a grow, in a coma, what's going on there with the game?
I'm very proud of the current Kenyan industry right now. I feel like the females are winning. I feel like Kenyan music is winning.
Yeah.
We're in an era where Kenyan music is booming in the club.
Yeah.
That was not a guarantee back in the day.
Yeah. And recently there was an artist who actually did go outside the country. I'm talking about BN, and he was flying the flag very, very high, even in the US and other places. And what do you think has been one of the hindrances for Kenyan music crossing over and becoming global or being heard globally? What do you think is one of the hindrances? Because for BN, I think he's one of the artists who is doing that, pushing the music out there. But locally, ukiangalia unaona Kenya na struggle to break through. What do you think would be the hindrance or the talent that is making this music not go over?
I think the challenges are more.
Yeah.
Like one of them is financial and just like support in general.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of people fighting us, even like within our own industry.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest challenge, is support.
Support.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with this to a big extent, even when it comes to also the finance part of it. Yeah, because marketing music is a big, you need a big budget also to push the music. Even look at Nigeria and their artists, they still use a lot of money to push their music. Which is something that makes their music also hard out there.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yes, we are seeing that there is a bit of a progress and it's interesting. Getting back to your journey as an artist, tell us about your very first song that you actually recorded, and what was the inspiration behind that particular song?
The very first song I ever recorded was, I don't remember the title,
Yeah.
but I remember it was a song like, it was like an inspirational song
Yeah.
of me like talking to myself, telling myself I can do this.
You can actually do
Yeah, but I don't remember the name of the song.
That's interesting still. At the end of the day, it's making the first step and actually hitting the studio. Can you remember your experience? Your very first time. How was your experience going to the studio? Is it what were you frightened? How was the experience?
I was very frightened.
Yeah.
Very, very frightened. And it's a whole different beast.
Yeah.
Like going into the studio, loving music, singing in the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
Going into the studio and actually recording music is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was frightening,
Yeah, but you managed.
Yeah.
And here you are so many years, a couple of years later. But apart from that, I would maybe like to ask you, who are some of the producers that you have worked with and some of the fellow artists that you have worked with? And what has your experience been with working with those producers or working with those other fellow artists?
I've worked with a couple of artists,
Yeah.
like Akina Buchaberry, Akina Choppa. I've worked with a couple of producers, Akina Cash Kid, Akina Sam C, a bunch of artists, Akina Sifa. There's so many people I've worked with, producers. It's been a good experience. People are very talented out here. People are very passionate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a good experience. No complaints.
That's so wonderful because sometimes people have funny stories that they can tell about working with different people. But I do know that the industry has a whole lot of things going on. But let me also ask you, when you look at maybe perhaps the landscape right now, we are living the age of digital media or actually social media and the internet. How has it been actually using these particular tools, in the digital media age? And how has it been easier for you adopting social media and these other digital media platforms to market your music? Or how has it been in terms of integrating that into your marketing plan?
In my opinion, I feel like social media has been a blessing, not just for me, but for every artist, because now it has become like a global platform, and you're able to reach people that you wouldn't necessarily reach if it wasn't for social media. But of course, every blessing also has its, its bad side.
Yeah, you do have the positives.
You have the cons and the pros.
That is how it goes in every other field. But of course, we do have the one and only Kibagendi Barrz. She is an artist. She is also a model. She does a whole lot of other things. She shall be letting us know. But we also understand that recently you did actually, I think you're making you're trying to cross over, or you're trying to wear two hats, which is a medical practitioner and also doing music. How do you balance the demand of medical career and also music career?
I think as a female or just generally me, I've always been able to juggle a lot, and I always feel like it's good to express every aspect of yourself, because you can't define a person with one thing. So for me, like, I love music, but I'm also very compassionate. I love, medicine is all about taking care of people.
I agree with you 100% because there has to be passion, and then you have to juggle between the two and actually make both work out. But of course, I'm going back into the music aspect. I would just like to ask you, who are some of the people that when you look at the industry, you would maybe perhaps say, I would love to work with this particular person in the future, maybe locally or even outside. Ni wasanii gani ambao ukiangalia unaona kwamba you would love to work with them sometime?
Of course, my dream collabo in Kenya has always been Katura Films. Since I was 15 years old, since 2012, I've always wanted to work with Calligraph, and of course, right now, another very good artist, of course, I'll mention again, Mandy. Mandy is so good. I'm a huge fan of Mandy. Nikita Kering, I'm a huge fan of Nikita Kering. And of course, internationally, my icon. If I was ever work with my icon, of course, that would mean the world to me.
Your icon being?
Nicki Minaj.
That is exactly what it is. And you just mentioned Nikita Kering. Recently, there has been a beef. Sometimes we try to pull each other down in the industry. But there has been a quote unquote a beef between Nikita Kering and Diana Coates. I don't know, what is your perspective when it comes to artists attacking each other instead of supporting and pulling each other? What is your opinion about the beef between Diana Coates and her throwing shade at Nikita?
I think anyone who follows me is aware that I've been very vocal on that particular issue. I feel like Diana Codes is a very beautiful girl. She's very talented. She's made her mark in the industry. But I feel like at the same time she really needs to chill. Because like attacking someone like Nikita is so unnecessary because Nikita is in her own lane. And I don't think she really bothers anyone. She just does her thing. I feel like just the other day, Diana Codes did this song on Mandy. And when Mandy replied, now she's like, oh, I'm not trying to reply. So I'm like, reply to Mandy, leave it alone.
That is exactly what should have been. But nonetheless, this is a Super Expression. We shall be taking a short break. When we come back, we shall be getting to know a little bit more about our guest. She goes by the name Kibagendi Barrz. Maybe perhaps she shall give us a little bit of a freestyle. Who knows? Nonetheless, keep it to Papa Express.
This is the Express Show. Fresh hits and great vibes.
Yes, and we are right back with the Super Express. Remember, it's all about fresh hits and great vibes right here on the Super Express. Like I did say, we do have a guest in the studio. She goes by the name Kibagendi Barrz. She is a hip hop artist. And of course, I would just like to ask to get to know a little bit more about her. There is this particular track of yours. It's known as a Shebad. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this particular song.
So this song I had stayed quiet for a while from the industry. So I felt the need to just remind people. Kibagendi Barrz is a Shebad.
Alright, that is what's up. And of course, there is also a freestyle you did. It's known as a chorus freestyle. Was this before Shebad or was it after Shebad?
After Shebad.
After Shebad. Okay. What actually inspired this particular one, the freestyle, which is no chorus? Because chorus is song in a chorus.
The song I had also stayed for a while after Shebad. I went back to school. And I felt like I needed to remind people I actually rap. It's not like that is just a brand, like I actually can rap. So I told the producer, you know what, I don't want a chorus for this song. I'm just going to flow from the beginning to the end. No stopping. So I was like, when we were deciding on the title of the song, the producer was like, sing Twitter, no chorus. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
And makes a whole lot of sense because of course the song has no chorus. And you actually got the positive flex on the beat and actually from the start to the end. Which is quite wonderful at the end of the day. So I would just like to ask, when you look at the future of the piece, what can fans expect from Kibagendi Barrz, moving forward?
For now, I want to work on like a body of work, a project, mixtape, an EP, something of that nature. So that's what I want to start working on. And I feel like it's been a minute since people had an actual video, not just a visualizer of Kibagendi Barrz. So that's also something I want to work on. Doing a single, then do a video as I work on the body of work.
That's awesome. What can people really find your music for people who are looking for Kibagendi Barrz? Or have you found out?
Look on YouTube. That is Kibagendi Barrz. So if you search for YouTube, it's an important.
Alright, that is where you can find the music on Kibagendi Barrz. And maybe perhaps I would just like to ask, because some people might be wondering, is Kibagendi Barrz actually seeing someone called him out there and perhaps are looking to connect with some of it?
That's a very interesting question. Yes, I'm dating someone.
That's quite an interesting thing. Like you might be breaking hearts. You might be breaking hearts. But nonetheless, it's all about good. Just doing the thing. But also, let me ask you: when you look at the new artists that are coming up in the industry, or people that would love to pursue music, what is your advice, or what would you love to tell these particular people? Anyone, maybe perhaps they just left high school, they're trying to find or figure out things and maybe get into the industry. What is your advice to someone like that?
One thing I always tell young people, open in the industry or you just a young person, just like discipline, be very disciplined. In whatever you do, you can rap, you can talk, you can do whatever, but just be disciplined, be consistent. And if you have discipline, you'll be good at what you do. Work hard, you'll do all that.
I agree with you 100%. Discipline and but consistency at the end of the day, and also persistence. You might find challenge. The industry is not going to persist, of course, like I was saying. The element of social media and social media, you can actually blow up. You might put up stuff on TikTok, and the next day people are vibing, they're done with the song. And you never know when your moment will come. But after you have to stay persistent, and you have to keep very, very much in this field, because at the end of the day, you're trying to be a professional, you want to be professional, and you want to do the work, using your talent at the end of the day.
Because at the end of the day, it's a business.
It's a business at the end of the day, and you want to become a brand, at the end of the day. But also, as we get finalized on our segment, I would just like to ask you, when you look at the industry right now, the government, do you feel the government is giving enough support? Because there are agencies like MCSK, there are agencies like the DRSK, there are agencies like, there are a couple of agencies before. Do you feel that there is enough support for creatives, especially in the industry right now?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why so?
I feel like, if anything, they're still trying to get more from us.
Yeah.
When I feel like already there is inadequate, as I've said, inadequate support, inadequate, like the industry, if we just had enough support, be it be financial, be it be reducing these gatekeepers, because there are too many. Yeah, so if we can work on that, tunaweza kuwa mbele sana. Because we are very talented. Kenyans are very talented.
All right, I agree with you 100% on that. I think that is what it is. We are winding up this particular segment on the 2.4 Express. Maybe perhaps Kibagendi Barrz has a parting shot. What's your parting shot for you fans, for your people watching?
Of course, I want you guys to stay disciplined, stay strong. It's a hard time. It's always a hard time. So just stay strong. And of course, stay tuned. Kibagendi Barrz is always cooking. So yeah.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your time. And we do wish you, we hope to have you back once again. When you put out your music, we hope to have you back again. We can catch the vibe as well, and also know what you have been up to when you release new music. That would absolutely be a wonderful thing. Much peace and love for everyone that has been in. Till next time, I want to wish you a productive one. For now, I want to say, go ahead, peace out.
Bye-bye.
This is the Express Show, fresh hits and great vibes.